Sorry, I need to go to I need to run to Afghanistan.
What are you gonna get from Afghanistan? Can you give me a bombshell from there?
What? What?
No, I'm just getting sand.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 5. That's Spanish for 5 of the Nerd Spectrum podcast, your one-stop shop for geeky gamer goodness. Powered by Level Up Coffee. Coffee made by gamers for gamers. Kick energy drinks to the curb and grab your own bag of the casual gamer blend, available now at levelupcoffee.com. Joining me, Cold Brew CJ Poirier, as always, is the lovely Finn PocketCola. Finn, how are you?
I'm fucking tired.
Oh no. And the effervescent Joe, as Joe does draw. How are you doing, Joe?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm feeling better now. I apparently had a stroke on your name there. Jesus.
Yeah, you did. I feel like everyone does when they bring up my because they're like, oh yeah, Joe. Wait, oh. Yeah,
I think that's less of a stroke in that and that's more of just like a realization.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know my account got taken down. You don't have to remind me.
I mean, that wasn't what I was going for, Joe, but if you'd like to bring it back up again, I'm sure... No, never mind.
No, it's been like
so, today, when we're recording this, I guess tomorrow, will be the launch day of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I think
Yes.
we all have it pre-ordered, right?
No. I'm actually not getting it.
The thing is, I canceled my pre-order so I could pre-order Crash 4 because that's when they announced the demo after I placed my pre-order. So I switched pre-orders.
So I'm the only one that has Super Mario 3.
Well,
Am I the only one?
I'm probably gonna get it, but I'm gonna wait till my Twitch payout.
That's fair. Okay.
I was probably gonna get it maybe I don't know, October. I mean, I have a whole 6 months to get it. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Only 6 months, Joe, and then it's gone.
You don't have to add pressure to it. I know there's only 6 months.
Well, speaking of 6 months, we won't have to wait 6 months for the new consoles. We finally, after so goddamn long, we finally have all the information out about the brand new Xbox and the new PlayStation 5. So we're not going to go in depth into everything. We're not going to talk super in depth about the games. We're not going to talk super in depth about all the teraflops, all of those
mega shits and gigaflops.
We're instead just gonna, yes, no, don't ever forget the giga shits and the mega flops. We're gonna just talk about some of the more general stuff, all the stuff that consumers would probably actually care about. So let's break down. We're gonna start with the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S.
Xbox Sex and Xbox Ses.
You guys, every time with the Xbox Sex, it's not gonna catch on.
It already has caught on.
I
too
refuse.
late.
No, it already has.
No,
it has.
With
no,
me.
No, it has.
You
shut up. CJ
Shut up.
illegitimately has.
We're not bringing this
has.
back up again. We're not doing this again.
Anyways, Finn, what are your thoughts on the Xbox Sex?
Everyone else has said this, but it's a stupid fucking fridge. And everyone keeps saying that the Xbox and the PS5 are gonna be better than PCs, which I don't know about that. But
no, especially since Nvidia came in and kind of wiped the floor with both of them with the new cards.
Don't worry, guys. You could get the PlayStation 5 Deluxe and the Xbox One Series XXX.
You also had a stroke there. It seemed as if.
I had to come up with I didn't want to say the Xbox One Series X Deluxe, which is a complete mouthful.
I mean, that's pretty much what these. I still hate the names of these Xboxes. I really do.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucking garbage.
Oh yeah,
they could have just called it Xbox Infinite or something.
No.
At least something creative. But
okay.
price wise, this is where things get interesting. So,
Mhm.
Xbox Series X is going to be $499.
Just say 500. Don't say 499.
No, I'm going to say
Just say
$499
500.
because I want to.
Please don't.
Joe.
All right.
And then the Xbox Series S, which is apparently just giving up on what the Xbox One S did. And, well, not entirely. It's still smaller. It's 60% smaller than the X, which is what they said. It's 60% smaller than the Series X, but it's an all-digital console. You only get 512 gigs. You have a 512 gig SSD, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not, considering PlayStation 4's now have terabytes in them. It's not a lot. That's gonna go by real quick. But also, it doesn't play Series X games. Like Xbox, it now has to be. Apparently, the whole thing is that the Xbox Series S does not play games for the Xbox Series X, but rather it'll play Xbox One games, but they'll also play Xbox Series S editions of Xbox Series X games, because the hardware.
Why the fuck did they have to make it so
I know.
complicated?
I feel like
Why?
the listeners are gonna get a
This is going to be.
stroke
I
listening
guarantee
to
you, this is going to be like the Wii U all over again, but maybe not as bad because
Okay.
everyone loves to jerk off
Real
Microsoft.
quick, the Wii U wasn't even okay. Sure, yes, it was bad because the implication that was direct upgrade. But think, the Wii, it was just the Wii and the Wii U, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Unless you count the Wii Mini, but that's something.
Shut up.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Wii Mini in this house.
Okay, yes. But Xbox had to be special. They did Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox One S, Xbox One Series X, Xbox One Series S. Someone brought up, you know what they should have done? They should have just kept the project names. Instead of the Xbox One X, call it Xbox Scorpio. Instead, I think.
What was the name? I'm trying to remember the project name for Series X.
For the Series X, it was called Project Scarlet.
That's right.
And and here's the thing. Let me just say, they promoted it with like white for Project Scarlet because that's when they showed off the new controller. And let me just say, just imagine, you close your eyes and just think of the mini fridge, but rather than being black and green on top, what if it was white with a nice, just like a dark red scarlet gradient? Like, that would have looked fucking.
I mean, it would have
nice.
looked cool, but instead we have a white console with a giant Oreo stuck on its side. That's like half the size, a little more than half the size of the refrigerator. I still hate the design. I don't hate it as much as I did when it got revealed at the Game Awards last year.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but I still don't like it.
It's not the best, but I mean, like, it is what it is. It's a fucking square. I mean, it's fucking rectangle. It's fine.
It really is. It's just a square.
At this point, I really can't be offended by it because it's just a fucking square. It's a fucking
well, I mean,
cube.
like, yeah, at least they didn't make it like the PlayStation 5 where it looks like a fucking, like, premium router that your, like, middle-class family next door would get.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5... The PlayStation 5 looks like...
It looks like a vagina.
Hey,
oh my!
What would you know? I got a photo for it. Looks like a fucking like alien device.
It looks like a cooter if you looked at it straight on.
I've seen artists
you're
who
right.
have drawn like PlayStation 5 cyborgs with the PlayStation 5 in between their legs.
Or how about the lots of giant joystick
All right,
nipples?
we'll get to PlayStation 5 more in a little bit. But I will say the one good thing that's come out of all this confusion is the prices, because we mentioned Series X is gonna be $499, Series S is gonna be $299. That's not bad for a next-gen console, even if it is gonna be like a little gimped. For a next-gen console, $299 is a really good price. That's a really good price. That's pretty much current day console prices.
In my opinion, though, I do think another like downside to the Series S is that I don't think many people have considered. So you know how the X was kind of priding itself on the fact that you could be backwards compatible with almost every single game in Xbox's lineage of consoles.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that with the S, so your only
Well, I mean,
option
it's
are
digital.
games are digitally available.
So
yeah, I
they're
know,
probably
that's
going to be
what I said.
pushing Game Pass a lot more in that regard.
Oh yeah, no, they already are a lot.
Which isn't bad. I like Game Pass. I've started
it's all right.
Game Pass. Like I started using Game Pass over the summer, and it's been so much fun.
Or actually, I believe at the time of this recording, they actually, if you have Discord Nitro, they passed out even more.
Yeah, you get 3 months of Game Pass
Yeah,
for
3
free.
months.
Oh yeah, I
3 month
saw
codes,
that when
yeah.
I logged on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It's not like I fucking care. I just.
I mean, it's there. It's
Are
nice
you
to
not a
have it.
gamer? Are you not a gamer, Finn?
I mean, like, okay. I'm gonna go off topic for
Okay.
2 seconds, and I'd rather not we go on a
Okay,
tangent
okay.
or anything. I just want to bring
Yes.
this up and say this real quick. I actually am probably one of the only people on Earth who got upset when Discord stopped offering free games with Nitro.
Oh no, I was too.
Oh, that yeah.
It
no,
really
okay, I never
sucked.
used it, but like the.
Well, I
the
think
idea
like
of it
maybe like the
leaving
main
was
issue
annoying.
was the fact that they tried to integrate games and shit into this. I don't know. It's been a while ago. I just wanted to bring that up and say that like I just wish they would offer like free fucking games. I don't want Xbox Game Pass. I want to be able to download Super Meat Boy for free again.
Yeah. I remember when they used to have like loot integrations into games. Like if you had Discord Nitro, you could get like free loot crates and paladins or shit like that.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, that's
So
awesome.
kind of like Twitch Prime. Like Twitch Prime.
Yeah, sort of like Twitch Prime. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Subscribe to all of us with Twitch Prime.
Wait, no, you can't subscribe to me yet. I'm not on affiliate.
Okay, who cares? People are gonna watch this. You're gonna be affiliate anyway.
Getting back on track. Bring it back, Discord, please. Anyways, talking about games, let's talk about PlayStation real quick before we move on. PlayStation had their just yesterday. It doesn't feel like it was yesterday. Yesterday at the time of this recording, at least. Had their big second PlayStation 5 showcase. Had a lot of really big games, lots of big exclusives, but finally, thank God, finally we got a price. $4.99 for the PlayStation 5 standard. $3.99 for the digital edition of the PlayStation 5. And I've seen a lot of people complain that they think now with like this Series S being $2.99 that Sony should have been a bit more competitive. I disagree, quite honestly, because from my understanding, the difference between the PlayStation 5 standard and the digital is just the fact that the standard has a disc drive. You're getting the same power. You're not really getting compromised on anything.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they said like the actual storage size of the digital edition is. But
I think it's the same.
But it's like, don't complain. You're getting the same power. You're not getting gimped on anything. You're not getting 512 gigs of storage. You're getting the exact same power, just minus the disk drive. I think that's fair for it to cost $3.99. I really don't see a problem with it. But also, for both Xbox and PlayStation starting at the same price. That's going to be very interesting. I'm actually very curious to see which way things go.
Okay, because real quick, if I'm right, didn't the PlayStation 4 sell at a deficit pretty much out of pure spite?
Technically, it was because when they
the
announced the
Xbox.
PlayStation 4, Xbox it was at the same E3 that Microsoft revealed the Xbox One, and they revealed the price, and everyone was like, because that was when they were still pushing it as an all-in-one entertainment system.
Oh yeah.
And so PlayStation was like, or Sony was like, oh, we know what gamers want. And so that was when Sony was like, we're going to take a risk and we're going to try to appeal as many gamers as possible by just completely contradicting everything that Microsoft's doing. We're going to like make a cheesy video about how you can just share games with friends by just loaning them to disc. And we're going to price it. I think it was like $100 cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Sony was quote unquote edgy. I'm putting up very thick quotation marks with my hands.
It wasn't your like. Okay, I've actually, with the new consoles, I've seen a lot of talk about the whole console wars, right?
Yeah.
One, I think console wars are fucking stupid. Second off, they will never rekindle the charm of the Sega versus Nintendo era. Let's be honest.
Listen,
Xbox doesn't have jack shit except Master Chief, and Master Chief is like the equivalent of an 80-year-old man at this point who's withered out, and they have lost their coolness, so nobody fucking cares about Xbox. PlayStation has...
God of War 2 was announced yesterday.
I guess. Oh, well, I don't care. Who fucking cares? I don't care. But whatever. PlayStation has their shit. Fucking... I don't even know. I just think Xbox is stupid and PlayStation is just okay.
That's fair. I think that's honestly the fair takeaway to come from this.
Yeah, I was gonna say again. I've said it a lot, and like mostly you guys in private, but like Xbox has so many fucking properties they can use, especially from Rare, the early Xbox days, from the original Xbox, of games that had only 1 or 2 games in a franchise and they dropped dead after the initial Xbox. Like, they have so many things they could use, and yet they just don't.
No. They have to make hardcore games for hardcore gamers.
They gotta make 3 Gears of Wars. They gotta make 9 Halos.
Gears pop.
Yeah, they gotta make Gears pop.
Oh, don't forget the monthly Forza.
I mean, I'm not hurt. I think if early onset, I still think Nintendo's gonna kick both Microsoft and Sony's asses collectively. Because now they've got such a head start. I don't think we're going to see a Switch Pro. I really don't. But if they do, it's going to make this next year very interesting.
Okay, I have a feeling they're going to do an upgraded Switch. Maybe not necessarily 2021, but maybe like 2022 or sometime soon. I don't expect it super like recent. Maybe delayed a little bit, secretly behind corners. But also, real quick, I remember you brought up storage earlier on the PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up online on my phone, and it is currently 825 gigabytes. I don't know why they didn't just do a full terabyte at that point, but yeah.
Well, it's probably a full
825.
It's probably going to be listed as a full terabyte, but they're taking out all of the storage. They're taking into account all the storage for like OS, integrated apps, and all that. And the UI management and security on all that. That's probably why it's listed as 825. That's my assumption, at least.
The Nerd Spectrum podcast is powered in part thanks to Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor before, it's the easiest way to start a podcast and get it off the ground. It's free. The creation tools that Anchor provides allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or computer, and they'll distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Not only that, but Anchor has options for you to make money with your podcast with no minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. You could download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you to Anchor for sponsoring the Nerd Spectrum podcast.
But talking about PlayStation, so there was a game that got a demo recently that's got...
Let him just hold. Wait, what? Are we not
what?
I was gonna say I think the beast is about to be unleashed. So you can't hear it. CJ, post editing. Put these sound effects in. I'm yanking on your collar and I'm pulling you and I'm like putting a giant fence around between us and Joe, and we're just like sitting at a safe distance in like a nuclear bunker.
It's like that one episode, the camping episode from SpongeBob. You get a stick and you draw a circle on the ground. the circle will protect us.
No,
that's an oval.
But there was a game that got a demo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the first and probably not going to be last because we have to wait till the game actually launches in order to do this again. Welcome to Joe's Crash Corner. Joe, tell us about your experience with the Crash 4 demo. That's it. just bird shriek.
If you see, what you don't know is that if you actually download the audio and you slow it down to like 0.001%, through that 1 second screech, you can actually hear like a 50-minute TED talk of everything Joe liked about the game. You have to make sure you lower the pitch too.
I will. Don't worry.
Okay, actually, okay, no, for for real. Okay, so first I want to give context about the demo. So this demo was a new build of a public demo that a bunch of people got, like a bunch of influencers got beforehand. So essentially, I already knew what levels were going to be included. So it was mostly just me having the chance to actually play them, which was really cool. There were 3 levels in the demo. Well, 2.5 actually. I'll touch on that later. There was Snow Way Out, Dino Dash, and Ship Happens. Get it? And essentially, are you guys gonna be silent? Are you guys gonna be silent the whole time through?
I don't know. This is your moment, Joe.
All right. Yes. Okay. So the demo first, I was playing on the original Xbox because I had to dig it up for it, and the game looks absolutely phenomenal, even on the original Xbox, which gives me hope for a Switch port later, because the original Xbox is pretty much on par with the Switch.
The original Xbox from 2000?
Sorry, let me specify. The original Xbox One, blah, 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 a million fucking subtitles. Yeah, that one. But it's the blue Forza one, so it makes a... I don't know if that got picked up on the
a little
mic,
bit
but
did.
It made a car engine noise.
A little bit
yeah.
did.
I
I was about to say, dude, I can't imagine you playing Crash 4 on the Duke.
Yeah, Wrath of Cortex. The other Crash 4. Because this one's a retcon.
Wait, hang on. They're retconning Crash Bandicoot?
Yes, they are retconning every game after Warped, the third game.
Okay.
And matter of fact, the actual real world release date of Crash 1 is actually canon as like the time wise. So at the end of Warped, story wise, at the end of Warped, which came out back like 22 years ago, in the 100% ending, Cortex, Entropy, and Uka Uka get locked into time prison, and they're sent back to the past, Samurai Jack, on a giant asteroid in space.
Uh-huh.
Crash 4 picks up on that 22 years later, much like real life.
Ah, yes, the wonderful year of 2022. Or 2042 when we're recording this.
Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
Shit. But, shut up. But, but here's the thing. Here's one thing that I'm a little curious about. They imply, okay, so the ending from Crash 3, they were all regressed back to babies, but, Crash 4, they're all adults, so it's like, were they raised by Uka Uka from babies to adults, or were they just adults the whole time? It's something they probably will never explain. But
I don't know.
Yeah. Story stuff out of the way. The gameplay.
Another bird shriek. That's another 50-minute TED Talk.
Yeah, it's another... But no, jumping. They fixed the jumping. Crash's jump arc is so much bigger and so much wider than the Insane trilogy. And not only that, but the hitboxes on the platforms and the boxes feel so much better. Crates no longer push you off if you bounce on them repeatedly. Yeah, and on top of it, platforming feels a lot more accurate, in a sense. Like, in Insane Trilogy, there was a lot of bullshit. Like, there'll be a lot of times I'll jump on a platform and be like, wait, no, I'll fucking fall because of depth perception. But yeah, no, they really improved that stuff in Crash 4. Slide jumping. It's different, but I can see the use, because they changed the function of the slide. I actually posted a video about it on my Twitter because I picked up on it, but the slide now lets you do a Donkey Kong Country roll thing, because in Donkey Kong Country you can roll off of an edge and then jump out of the roll. You can now do that with the slide ability in Crash 4. You can slide off the edge and jump, and it gives you enough ample time to jump out.
Okay.
Plus double jumping. Double jumping and I guess also belly flopping, because it's the ground pounding. But in the original games, or more specifically warped. When you did a double jump, you could only do the double jump at the very peak of your jump. Same with belly flopping. But now they made it so you can now double jump anytime in your jump arc, making it a lot more versatile. Because, like, with the double jump back then, you just had to pop it. When you jumped, you were going to use the double jump. But now, because Crash's jump arc's much bigger, and the double jump is less of a, I need to use it just for the sake of using it, and now more of a, I can use it as a last resource, or to extend my jump even further. Also, the art style.
Yes, I figured that would be the thing you would take the most interest in, would be the art style.
I fucking love it. It is, like, okay. I thought Insane Trilogy was good, because, you know, it was just like, it was a return to formula, you know what, sure, yeah, you know, but, like, looking back on it now, oh my god, the game is fucking ugly. Ew, gross, ew, ew. Oh god, that was really bad. I just looked at Audacity. Oh shit.
Do you think the new art style just reflects a lot better on the series?
Yes, most definitely. Same goes with the music. The music hits that like Crash vibe perfectly, and and also there seems to be a lot more depth to the music. And in the level Snow Way Out, there's 4 variations of the same song within the level. That's the level of dynamic music we're getting.
So I'm guessing the music will change and fluctuate sort of based on where you are in the stage.
Oh yeah, a little bit. That's what it seems. Oh god, I voice cracked right there. So the levels, there were as aforementioned 3. Snow Way Out. Snow Way Out is in like this salty kind of port side area, all snowy. And all the enemies are like these zombie fishermen. You know, if you were around earlier when the demo was first shown, there were these pirate enemies that would pick Crash up and smash his back and throw him on the ground for the death animation.
I remember that.
Yeah, they would pick Crash up.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Killed him.
But also, in like later parts of the level, you like go against a waterfall, and you can see them just like sitting on ships, and they'll just look at you, and they'll like. There was one that they actually removed in the newer build in the public demo. They removed, but you could see an animation from him. He would look at you and he'd be like, "Hi."
They're just waving their hands and they're like, "Hello."
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Snow Way Out. It's a good level. It's a very good, interesting level, and it also introduced us to one of the new quantum masks, Kapunowa. Her ability lets you slow down time, we saw some pretty cool uses. So there's this new activation crate. When you turn it on, it causes a few boxes to appear that are on a time limit. But you can use Kapunowa to slow down that time limit to hit them easier. Or, you know, you have falling platforms that fall down quickly. Okay, so you have to stop down time to use those platforms, like the falling glaciers. And it was really fun. And then the Dino Dash. Oh, that felt so. It hit that bone, you know. It hit that feeling right on my chest.
Right in the funny bone.
That's the best.
It broke a rib while it was at it.
Someone asked me to be funny, and I said I broke my funny bone. Anyways, yeah. So Dino Dash was great level. It's a chase level, but it has a few moments in between. The music was really on point, but also we saw 2 new mechanics. Lani Loli, which is another one of the masks. Their abilities, they can phase objects in and out of reality. So, for example, there's 2 crates stacked on top of each other. One's blue and transparent, and the other one's filled in. When you hit the action button, they swap in and out of reality.
Okay.
So think of like an on and off switch, like from Mario
Right.
Maker. And it's like that, but as a power-up on you that you can control at any time.
Okay.
And right as they introduce this mask, you get thrusted into the rail grinding with this mask, and it was so interesting because like you had to use the phasing in the middle of rail grinding to make sure you hit the crates, but also not only that, but the mechanics of rail grinding are just so in depth because like compared to like Sonic and stuff, because like I don't mean to rag on Sonic too much, but like rail grinding in Sonic you just kind of rail grind, hop to rail, hop on enemies or hop over enemies, go through rings occasionally, like trick rings occasionally. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like it works, but
Yeah.
it's kind of boring. But Crash is like literally in the segment with Lanny Loli on the rail grinding segment was only like 30 seconds long, but it literally like shows you what to expect from how they're going to use it.
Right.
Because you can rail grind, you can then hop down below and zip line. So like Crash will drop below and use his hands on the rail or the rope or whatever. And then you can, when you're down below, you can sway left and right. You can spin down there. You can hop back up, jump on top when you're a rail grind. You can jump and spin on the rail. It's so in depth. There's so many things going on, and it's great. it's magical.
I'm getting that vibe that you're really liking the demo, or that you really like the demo, because I'm positive
Yes,
you already played through it all.
I've replayed every level like more than 6 times
Yeah.
already. And then there is the final level, Ship Happens. Real quick, I want to say, seeing that they renamed the Cortex level to Ship Happens reminded me, in the Game Boy Advance game, there is a level called Snow Job.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ship Happens. And Cortex's level is pretty fun. Since there's only technically 2 playable characters, the final game will have 4, but technically 5, because Coco's just a reskin of Crash in mechanically speaking. But Cortex, he's interesting. He does not have a double jump or spin, of course, but he has a dash, and he can use his ray gun. His ray gun, he can use it to smash crates, activate crates, and also change enemies. You can change an enemy into a platform, and then you can hit that again to gelatinize it, to make it into a bouncy platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm visualizing it as we speak, as you discuss
So like
it.
there's this pirate pelican that's minding his business. You shoot him once, and you turn him into a stone platform that you can just stand on and jump off of, right? Or you can shoot that stone platform again to turn it into a gelatinous platform that you can use to jump up and jump up higher if you hold A button.
Okay.
And then you can hit the gelatinous platform a third time to turn the enemy back if you need to reposition them. Because the enemies aren't so much hazards as because his levels are more like a puzzle than they are like a platforming challenge. I mean, they're platforming challenges, but it's more puzzle based. Because like enemies move in an obvious pattern. Like the 2 enemies in that level are a pirate pelican that will like fly back and forth in a line, and then a swordfish who pops in and out of the water. You know, they have a clear movement pattern, so it's more so just kind of getting them to the right positioning.
Okay. That's fair.
His forward dash is also pretty fun. It's a straight shot that has a bit of a magnet effect on Wumpa Fruit to pick him up. But yeah, it's just a straight shot forward, and it works pretty well. From what I've seen, it looks like they improved it quite a bit. And also, if you overshoot your dash, Cortex, he does a little arm wave when it's over to kind of help you reposition yourself, as well as you still have a lot of general momentum. Like, you stop in place, but if you start to move again, like when Cortex has his arm flap, it's kind of a momentum pauser. So you can like figure out if you're on the right place, and then you can adjust yourself.
Okay.
Plus, this demo has a little yellow circle underneath you, because you know how platformers will always be like, make sure, little Johnny, to look for your shadow underneath you when you're jumping.
Yeah.
But you know, as games are getting more graphically intensive, you know, and developers don't really want to have a drop shadow because it's like, oh well, it doesn't look realistic enough. Crash 4, what they do is they have a little jump indicator underneath you. So when you jump, there's a little disc underneath you to kind of show you where you're going to land. Which is really, I mean, like, it's going to be toggleable in the final game, so you don't have to have it on, but it's turned on by default, and you can't turn it off in the demo. I don't mind it. Like, a lot of people don't like the circle. I don't mind it. And matter of fact, I think it was really helpful when learning the jumping and how it felt.
Mm-hmm.
But like honestly,
Mm-hmm.
like once I learned the jumping and such, like the new feel for everything, it felt magical. It felt like I was participating in a new event. There was one thing about the demo I didn't like. On release, it just didn't work for me. Because on Xbox, it didn't work for a solid 5 fucking hours.
I remember you complaining about those.
I literally did, but like, I like, it wasn't working, and I'm like, fine. I went to bed, took a little nap, because it was early in the morning. I woke up, and like, it still wasn't working, and I went into the server, and I was like, it's not working. I'm so mad, and then I immediately tried it again, and it turned on. I was like, I take everything back. Awooga.
Awooga.
Awooga. All right. So that's enough for my crash course. Took like 25 minutes.
If you had to give it a final rating, what would you give it?
10 out of 10. I'm rating, yes.
You're very okay.
I'm sorry, but it's like
okay, go on.
There's literally not been a single problem in like the demo, like nothing that I would be like, I don't like.
The Nerd Spectrum podcast is powered in part thanks to Level Up Coffee. Level Up Coffee is coffee made by gamers for gamers. Help kick energy drinks to the curb and increase your skill with your own 1-pound bag of the Casual Gamer Blend. Available now at levelupcoffee.com. That's LVLUPCOFFEE.com. Thank you to Level Up Coffee for sponsoring the Nerd Spectrum podcast.
Anyways, so there's a certain game that got re-released after 10 goddamn years of it being away. And, Finn, would you like to talk about it?
Perhaps.
What are you gonna do?
Listen, okay, I will say, like, fucking the Scott Pilgrim game getting re-released kind of caught me by surprise a little bit.
Yes.
It feels like something that was never supposed to happen, and then it just kind of...
Yeah. So, Finn and we are both very big fans of the Scott Pilgrim video game. Or at least, you've played it more than I have. At least, I should say, Finn.
Yeah, I've played through the game quite a bit. I haven't played with any of the DLC, though, which, thankfully, the new re-release is going to come with all the DLC, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be awesome.
The Wallace and Knives DLC.
Yes.
I was going to say, wasn't there going to be online multiplayer? I think I remember seeing something about that.
I think there is.
Perhaps.
I think there might be. I'm not too sure off the top of my head.
If it does, you and I both need to get it for Steam so we could play it.
Or, well, you can still play it on... If it supports remote play on Steam, you could probably
that
do that.
too, yeah.
Let me double check this real quick, because I know it was... If I remember correctly, it was announced on...
At Ubisoft
Yeah,
Forward.
it was in Ubisoft
On
Forward.
The 10th, yeah. They only had like 4 games there.
I mean, 2 of them were new announcements.
Oh, yeah.
Well, technically, like, 1 was leaked. The Scott Pilgrim was a rumor. Prince of Persia remake was leaked. And then it was just more information, because Gods and Monsters got
renamed.
Yeah, it got renamed because of a possible lawsuit from Monster Energy Drink.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So
Wait, was it because Monster Energy Drink?
Monster Energy Drink apparently was gonna file like a cease and desist because they were worried that people were gonna try and associate Gods and Monsters with
What?
Yeah, so Monster Energy Drink tried to put a cease and desist, so that's why they had to change the name.
What the fuck?
That just came out today. As of we're recording this, that's the big news story today.
That's kind of stupid.
It is. But what's not stupid is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
Yeah.
So it's coming out. It's coming out just in 2020. They didn't give a specific date.
They said in the holidays, so probably around December.
Yeah. So it's coming to PS4, Xbox, Switch, Microsoft Windows, and Stadia. So
I would assume
it doesn't say that it's coming to Steam.
Well, okay, maybe not Steam, but maybe like the Doesn't Ubisoft have like their own game launcher
They
or
do.
some shit?
Play, but also let me just say, Ubisoft sells all their games on Steam, but when you buy it off Steam, it's connected to the Uplay. I know this because I have Rayman Legends and Uno.
We'll see.
So trust
Oh,
me, I
yeah.
know
Well,
about
you
this.
forcibly
Okay.
have to connect Uplay
Yeah.
to Steam.
I imagine like yeah, because I remember Rainbow Six. Um, when I got Rainbow Six on PS4 a couple years ago, it actually no, like 3 years ago, I got Rainbow Six on PS4. It had me connect. It had it. I'm pretty sure I had to make like a Ubisoft Uplay account or something to actually play the game. Or I don't know.
You have to create.
It was yeah, and I noticed that the game is I think on Steam, Rainbow
Yeah,
Six.
Rainbow
So I
Six-
mean, if Rainbow
Yeah, Rainbow Six hits Steam, I want to say, in this last year, I think.
if Rainbow Six is on Steam, I imagine the Scott Pilgrim game
Will also
will
be on
also be
Steam.
on Steam, but maybe not initially.
In any case, this is awesome for a lot of reasons. One, it's to honor the 10-year anniversary of the game coming out. More the movie, because that's what this was. This was
Yeah,
a
'cause-
tie-in to the movie getting released.
Yeah.
Which the movie is very questionable.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we
You
can
talked
talk.
about
I
that,
feel like we can talk about the movie forever. Honestly, it's not. I used to love it because keep in mind, for those who don't know, I am a huge Scott Pilgrim fan. I actually went to I went as Scott Pilgrim for Halloween 3 separate times. That's not a joke. And I got progressively more and more like Scott each time I did. And by that, I mean I got more depressed each time I went.
Oh my
But-
god.
But the movie, Edgar Wright's adaptation of the amazing, fantastic comic series by Brian Lee O'Malley. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's a good movie for what it's trying to do. It feels very stiff in certain areas, but
I just
From what I've heard, it's like pacing issues.
the pacing issues, it's just like yeah, it does have weird pacing, but it's also because they're trying to fit 6 graphic novels into one movie,
yeah,
which
Mhm.
that's just weird. And also probably what I hate more so is the fact that they made it live action.
yeah.
Why the fuck did
Oh,
they make
yeah.
it live
It would
action?
have done it a lot. It would have done the source, in my opinion, a lot more service if it was animated, especially if it was like because when the movie came out, there was like they took a portion of the book. I think it was volume 3. It was when we learn about Scott. No, it was volume.
2?
Was it 2?
I don't remember.
It was the backstory
I don't
between
remember.
Scott and Kim, and by
Yeah,
the
they
way-
made an animated. Apparently, that was like a pilot for a show on Adult
Yeah.
Swim.
I think I actually remember you're talking about those. Adult Swim. Actually, they were gonna do like a few like video game like Team Fortress 2 was supposed to get a show on Adult Swim. Actually, the pilot episodes on YouTube on their channel. Expiration date. It's a good short. I would recommend.
Oh.
But the main reason they didn't do it, and any Team Fortress 2 YouTuber will tell you this. Sourced filmmaker sucks. Anyways, back to Scott Pilgrim.
what's it emulated that animation. Really did a good job at emulating the art style.
Oh yeah, I remember. I saw it.
It
pretty
was
much
almost like a literal 1-to-1 translation.
Yeah, it was really
It's
cool.
so good. And there are so many other people who have taken that idea of trying to bring the pages of the books to an animated form, and they've done it so well. So goddamn well. And it's a shame that they didn't make the movie live action. And besides, they cut out some of the best parts of the book to make the movie. They cut out the entire portion of Scott looking for a job. And so he ends up working at a vegan burger place, and it's fantastic. I'm pretty sure they also cut out the you know what? Screw it. How long has it been since Scott Pilgrim came out? Like Volume 6 came out. It's been like 10 years.
like 10 years.
Oh yeah, like 10
So
years.
screw it.
Were
We're
you-
spoiling
hold on,
portions
were
of
you
the end of the
seriously-
book.
I was gonna say, were you worried about spoilers for a decade-old book series?
So they also, I'm pretty sure they also cut out the part where Steven Stills actually ends up being gay at the end of the movie. Sally Wallace is the only, like, one of 2 gay characters in the entire movie. I guess technically 3, because we gotta count his fling from the beginning. It was like, that was the friend that got brought in the first fight with Matthew Patel. That Wallace ended up making out with. And then there's Roxanne, or there's Roxy, who's Ramona's 4th evil ex. Yes, 4th evil ex. I had to remember. They also cut out the portion with Knives' dad, which made the Roxy fight so cool, because it was like Knives' dad ends up finding out what happens between him and like Knives and Scott, and so he goes to kill Scott, but sees how admirably he's fighting to win the heart of his new romantic interest, and decides to help him defeat Roxy. Which is like, and it's such a good moment too, because it's like the dad who goes in just being super mad, but ends up respecting his choices. It shows not only the growth of what Scott's going through, it's just fun seeing Scott and this old man that he's never met just like go to town on beating up on this chick. It's great. It's so good. There's so many great parts of these books that never made it to screen, and I'm so mad. But the good news is they put a lot of that material into the game. So even though the game was supposed to be a tie-in for the movie, they put more of the comic references and more of the comic story into the game, which is awesome. So it's more, I would say it's a better adaptation of the source material than the movie is. But what's also really awesome is the whole story around Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, of how it got delisted for so long, for literally 10 years. It got actually more like almost 10 years. It got delisted, I think, after like.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it was up there.
no,
for
I
a very
remember.
long time.
No,
Like
that's not
5
the case, because I remember getting the game.
Hold on.
I mentioned I played it a decade ago, but I actually got an Xbox in 2012, and one of the first games I got was Scott Pilgrim, and I remember playing it for like a year or 2. So it's probably been more like maybe 5 years or 6
It's been
years. I
delisted
don't
for
really know.
like a good long time, at least. It's
I'm
for
looking
a
it up
decent
right
amount of
now.
time. It's been delisted on stores.
Since December, it's been delisted since December 30th, 2014.
And they didn't tell anyone. No one was like,
Yeah.
I think,
just like that, out of
yeah,
nowhere.
it was just gone. And so a lot of people who, and this is actually a really good game. It's gorgeously animated. It's a great beat 'em up game just in general. It's got a funny story, lots of awesome power-ups, lots of really good references. It's an all-around, just like, if you are a fan of just video games in general, you don't even have to be a Scott Pilgrim fan. If you just like video games in general, this is a really good beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Like the viewer listening to this right now, I realize I can't say viewer.
You keep-
because it's a podcast.
It's still, like, I still think it's genuinely, I never really got a true chance to play it. I played demos of it back when, like, GameStop still had like, I say still, because they don't have them, they haven't done it in, like, all year, where you could, like, just go in and play samples of, like, demos of games. They used to have Scott Pilgrim. I remember I would go to my local GameStop and I would take their PlayStation 3 and I would just hog up their PlayStation 3 and just play the digital demo of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. And that would be like the one thing I would play. And I would just go and play through each of the characters.
I remember doing that all the time with like the Target demo kiosks of games. And whenever when I was a kid, like I'd go to the mall and like I would just do every single console and every single game they had on there.
And it's a good time. Like, it was a great time, and then they got it delisted. So this is going to be especially awesome for me, because this will be my first chance to finally play through the entire game in its entirety.
Watch you play through it, and you're just like, this game sucks.
I mean, there's always that possibility, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to hope that it doesn't happen.
CJ, the monkey paw curls.
Listen. I will admit, I am dog shit at beat 'em ups. I'm very bad at beat 'em ups. There's a reason I play Minecraft more often than not.
Minecraft beat 'em up.
We don't talk about Minecraft, like possible Minecraft spin-offs. I'm still butthurt at Minecraft Dungeons and how boring that game is.
Yeah.
Don't play Minecraft
Everyone just
Dungeons.
kind of forgot about it after the
Don't
week.
play
It
Minecraft
literally
Dungeons.
Came out and
I
no
don't-
one talked about
I
it.
don't care how epic the DLC looks. I don't care what they do to try to fix it. It's fucking boring. It's not only boring.
Or what about
It's not only boring playing it solo. It's super boring playing it with people. I felt so bad when I was playing with my buddy Failing Salad. We did a co-op stream of playing Minecraft Dungeons. I was so fucking bored. There was a portion, the new DLC, like the Jungle DLC, had just came out that day. And so I had gotten it. I paid a whole $6 for that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you realize, like, there's practically nothing to do, and how, like, I think one section of the map took, like, us 45 minutes to do. Just, like, the first section.
Oh, that's...
I'm just like,
God.
that's so boring. Like, why? And I get, like, his reason was like, oh, we're just taking a little bit extra long because we wanted to, like, fully explore the area. But the loot was dog shit. The mobs were annoying as hell to fight. It's just boring. It's just not fun. Don't play Minecraft Dungeons. Just play regular Minecraft. Fuck Minecraft Dungeons. Scott Pilgrim, the game, I can imagine us three are probably going to be playing that together, and that's going to be real fun.
Oh, wait,
I believe it comes, I was going to say, so it's holiday 2020 is when it said it was going to be releasing. I'm very excited.
Probably like November.
Finn, what are you most looking forward to? I know you mentioned the DLC, so this will be your first experience with the Wallace and Knives DLC. What are you most looking forward to with the Scott Pilgrim game?
I just want to play it.
Just to be able to play it again in general?
Yeah,
I'm sure that's
that's all I care about.
I think that's a sentiment that a lot of people share. And it's really cool that despite whatever dumb shit Ubisoft's been doing recently, that they were able to bring this game back is awesome.
Remember when I did the fucking Wahoo last episode?
Yeah, you're not doing it again.
I'm not gonna do it again.
But this is gonna be the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I said
honestly,
watching.
I think this is like the most common collective episode we've had so far. The most chill one.
Gee, I wonder why, Joe. I wonder why.
Yeah, probably because everything wasn't a mess.
In any case, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Nerd Spectrum podcast. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Finn, where can people find you?
Twitch.tv/PocketCola.
Hell yes. Joe, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter.com at JoeDoesDraw, and also on Twitch and at Joe the Stream Bean.
And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter as coldbrew_CJ. Thank you all so much for listening. I'm gonna go get so psyched for Scott Pilgrim. I'm actually gonna go reread the books.
I'm gonna get a burger. Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.